Watch this, bitches. Wombat, what stupid documentary did you watch?
I watched A Life on Our Planet.
Oh, that looks good. I can't.
Which is the new Sir David Attenborough documentary where he discusses the environment in the context of his own life. He's 93 years old. He shows footage from his first expedition from when he was in his 20s in, I guess, would be the late 40s or so, all the way up through modern today, and how the environment has changed as he's gotten older. Okay. And basically he talks about how terrible we are as a species and that we're basically a disease for the planet Earth.
Yeah.
And right. It's as interesting as it is depressing.
I'm going to skip that one.
Yep. Gonna just pass right by that.
But it's not the usual junky kind of documentary that I watched. This one was actually one that's sort of important.
Right.
Is there good natured footage, presumably, as well?
Not as much. It's not really. That's not really the documentary. There's some really interesting because he opens it in the town just outside of Chernobyl.
There's some great 4K footage of mass graves. Like you're really going to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not as fun as the other Our Planet ones where it's like birds dancing and
slow motion.
Yeah, those are fun. I enjoy those very much, but this is very different. Very different.
Yeah, I'm going to skip that. Thanks for letting me know what that was. I didn't realize. I thought it was just another. I saw the tiger on the screenshot, and I thought it was another one of those nature just let's.
It's not. It's not really a naturey one. It's more about him and the fact that if we don't stop doing what we're doing to the planet, we have maybe 100 years left.
Sounds good.
Well, we'll all be long dead. It's fine.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be dead by like 2025.
I'm just glad I got this show working so quickly. I can't focus on the environment right now. One thing at a time. Once we wrap this show up, I'll worry about that. All right. Watch this, bitches. Oh, we're there already.
We're already doing it.
I watched the movie with my family.
What'd you watch?
Wombat says he didn't think it existed when I told him the title. It's a Studio Ghibli movie.
Oh.
It's called Tale of Princess Kaguya. It's HBO Max has the rights to all the Studio Ghibli movies. So if you want to watch those, that's where you got to go. And this one has a very unique art style. It's all hand-drawn and doesn't really look like any other anime that you've seen probably. It's a little on the long side. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't give it like a full recommendation for either of your families. Maybe Sabrina can hang with it, but that's probably about it.
Is it a new Ghibli film?
I think it's the latest one.
Okay, I haven't heard of it at all.
I believe. I don't follow that stuff that closely, but Mrs. Chibi likes to recommend that we watch those movies because we can watch them in Japanese, and Ty can practice the Japanese, and I can try not to fall asleep from reading the subtitles. But no, I didn't fall. I don't think I've fallen asleep in a while on any of these. They're all pretty good. So, but I'd recommend it for adults and sophisticated children. Tale of Princess Kaguya. Meanwhile, I watch most of the shit I'm watching is on HBO Max now.
HBO Max is secretly the best streaming service.
How did that all of a sudden? It just we have all the best shows now.
It's incredible. It's genuinely amazing.
I think being owned by Warner Brothers might help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. They didn't fuck something up.
That kind of helps. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What are you watching, Ben?
I'm watching. I'm going to pick one of these. I took both of your suggestions, and I'm watching both The Vow and Raised by Wolves, but I will not talk about those. Although I do want to stop to defend myself on The Vow. You had said a few weeks ago that I had no empathy for the people left on that show.
Okay.
And it's to put some nuance to it.
Okay.
It was that out of the gate, they're pitching you on this class that's like, just spend like $3,000 and your whole life will be changed and turned over. And you're like, there's a lot of red flags right up front.
But
or anybody.
But not really,
hard for me to empathize with that.
I understand what you're saying. I totally understand that. But when you look at corporate training programs, that's kind of what they are. That's kind of what they cost. They are ridiculously priced. So, and usually,
sure.
Usually, you can get your company pays for them. Probably not in this case, but I could.
That's
see
an important distinction. It's a very important distinction.
But one interesting thing about that is by pricing these courses there, they're getting people who can really only afford that.
Definitely.
Which is good because they're trying to get getting $3,000 from somebody once is nice, but you don't want to like empty the well. You want to go back there again and
Look,
again.
it's a very smart grift. I'm with you on that.
It's a great
But
grift. I
you
don't
should
think you
be-
should question the grift.
That's why
no
I said,
questions.
like, why would you do anything else if you can succeed in that initial grift? That's where I'm like, that's where I know I'm not an evil person. I'm just sort of a jerk.
Sure.
Where I'm like, all
Wait,
right,
what?
because we discussed this on the show already. Where it's like I get like there's that initial like if I could get 30 people to give me $3,000 each, and I could go up on a whiteboard and draw circles, and people are like, this guy, he understands me.
Yeah.
And I could get away with that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like once a week,
Yeah.
30 people give me $3,000 and I draw circles on a whiteboard.
Yeah.
I'm not breaking any laws there, but
Right.
I'm making a lot of money,
Right.
and I'm
Sure.
taking it from people, basically conning them, but it's legal.
They like
Sure.
it though. They think it's helping them. So
They
it's not
think it's
conning them.
helping them. Exactly. So why, it's like that. I'm like, I totally get that. And then there's that whole, then when it turns to sex cult, I'm like, but why?
Right.
You had the whole world in the palm of your hand,
Yeah.
and you
Sure.
couldn't think with the other brain,
It happens.
Right. Well, anyway, The Vow aside and crazy sex cults aside, I've been watching the Great British Bake Off new season. Delightful.
I
Just the most cheerful television. There's not a lot of television that's just going to make you feel totally positive.
Gonna
I don't
make you
really
feel
like reality
hungry, though. I don't
TV,
want that.
whatever.
Cheapy
It
doesn't
doesn't
like
even.
cooking shows. Cheapy's an anti.
I do like them. That's not true at all. But they make
He
me
refuses
hungry.
to watch guys' grocery games. So
That's not a cooking show, is
That's
it?
it's
that's 100% a cooking show.
It's a cooking show.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's like 90% cooking.
Okay.
Sure.
Look, I
Sure.
just figured out it was Guy Fieri. So
No,
He's
it's
just
all
the host.
He's just
Well,
the
I know
host of the
he's
show.
not cooking.
It's 4 people cooking at the same time.
He's not
get
even
it.
eating.
It's a
He doesn't
cooking
do
show with
cooking or
shopping
eating
carts,
on that
right?
show.
Yes, because they have to
Okay.
get the food
I get
and
it.
then cook it.
I really thought it was like supermarket sweepstakes. I
No,
didn't
it's
realize
it's
was-
Well,
literally
that with the
nothing.
cooking- It's
It's
that
that
with
with
the cooking show
cooking.
built in.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I
Well, I'll
mean,
There's a
never
lot
see
of
it.
cooking.
But anyway, the new season of The Great British Bake Off is out. It's very good. I've been enjoying it. It's making me feel positive in a
Okay.
time where there's not a lot of just
just
like
people
purely
making-
hopeful things.
It's just people making cakes and then being judged, right?
Yeah, but they're very positive to each other about it. Like everybody, when there's a loser, everybody hugs each other. It's
Sounds
ridiculous.
boring.
It's very British. It's extreme. If you like things that are very charmingly British, it is for you.
I like
But,
obnoxious British.
well, there's some of that too. There's a guy named Paul Hollywood. That's the best I got. I don't know. It doesn't look appealing to you. Doesn't look like I'm convincing you.
No.
But anyway,
I'm
Good.
not much for
It's a good
baking,
show.
to be honest.
Right.
I don't like the
yeah, I
baking
mean,
shows.
a lot of the stuff they make, if I'm being honest, is disgusting. But I just like how charming it is.
Sorry. Speaking of disgusting, I had dinner.
I watched a
nice.
movie.
What'd you watch?
It wasn't a kids movie either. But
Oh?
Mrs. Shipwreck and I had a evening alone up at
Ooh.
we went up to the cabin, dropped the kids off at the in-laws.
Nice.
We watched Knives Out. I finally got to see that. That is a really good movie.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's fun.
The 97% on Rotten Tomatoes was not wrong.
Good job.
Yeah. It's amazing that the same guy did that as the Last Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I had to
Ryan
think about
Johnson.
it.
Ryan
Yes.
Johnson.
Yeah.
It does. It's not honestly not that surprising.
It's
To
pretty
be-
surprising because there's a lot of thought
The
that
jokes
went into
work
that
in that
movie
one
that,
of those
like where it was a
Well, I
coherent
think there's
plot.
also that's the difference
Aw.
between
Right,
ha-
it's fun. It had a good plot. The jokes worked, and I don't know. It all seemed tied together. Like
right
I-
like
Pretty
it,
well.
that it was all
Yeah.
tied together.
Yeah.
That's what made that movie work, and it came from an interesting direction as well.
I think that's the freedom of not having a Star Wars license.
Yes.
What if they'd have made that movie but with a Star Wars license?
That would have been
Even better.
weird.
99% probably Rotten Tomatoes.
Mhm.
Just a murder mystery in the Star Wars.
oh, don't give him any ideas.
That-
That sounds good, actually. I would be okay with that. Something different.
Shanafan writes in, and he wants us
Maybe
to know.
Kylo didn't kill Han Solo. That was the second movie. All just about that.
Right, an investigation. of
Right. The
cantina?
investigation of how Han Solo died.
Oh, how he died.
I would
Oh.
totally watch that movie.
Exactly. I'm saying it's a better.
What
it's a
about
better
an-
direction?
an investigation to who shot first, Greedo or Han? No, that would draw too much attention to the behind-the-scenes shenanigans.
Definitely.
That's not going to happen. All right, let's Where are we
Wait,
here?
you had one thing Shanahan
yeah.
had to say.
Shanafan writes in and he wants to let us know that there's a new Adam Sandler movie coming to Netflix for Halloween. Halloween.
I have
movie.
breaking news.
What? You're in the movie?
That movie came out today, and I already saw it.
No,
What?
no, you did not.
What is
Of
wrong
course
with
he
you?
did.
Why?
Of course he did.
I started it after dinner tonight. Elliot and I watched it together.
Breaking news.
I did it obviously for this exact reaction.
Whoa, what's it called even?
Hubie.
It's called Hubie Halloween
Why is it called that?
because it's more like a kid's. It's more kid friendly.
Okay.
Not shipwreck kid, but cheapy kid friendly.
Like dick jokes?
Yeah. There's some like
Pee-pee
mild dick jokes, lots of pee jokes. Like peeing is a big thing in this movie.
I
Does
look
he
for
play
that.
like a mildly retarded water boy type character?
He plays a water boy. There's literally references
that
to Happy Gilmore, the water boy, Billy Madison, all of it. He has. If there's someone that's ever been a member of his family, they're in this movie.
That's how he does things.
Yeah.
That's his whole.
No.
grift.
It definitely follows.
Stop watching those movies.
Huh?
Stop watching all those movies. Not you, Wombat. You're allowed to watch.
I watched it with my son.
Yeah,
He
you're allowed
thoroughly
to
enjoyed
you
it.
need to report on them to the people.
Yeah, I
But
put
everybody
it
else
on
should
for.
not
I
watch
put it on for. I thought it was totally worth it for the reaction, 100%. And I'll be honest, I didn't hate it.
Did you
not
laugh out
saying
loud at all during the movie?
Maybe once.
Okay. Was it because somebody's
cry
pants
at
fell
all?
down or something?
I forgot what the joke was.
Maybe once. Did you
Maybe
cry at all?
once. I did not cry. It's. I'm not gonna. Don't get me wrong. It's not. There's some weirdness going on in there too. Shipwreck might get this more than Cheapy, but there's a lot of Disney Channel sitcom kids who are now like in their 20s are in
Okay.
this movie. Like 7 or 8 of them. Where if you have a child that's like 12 or someone who watched sitcoms on the Disney Channel at some point, you'd be like, there's a lot of, like, I'm thinking maybe Adam Sandler asked his kids, who should be in my movie? And they gave him like a wish list on a piece of paper.
Right.
And he just went down and called them all and said, hey, you want to be in my movie for 30 seconds? And they're like, I guess. Because that's what the movie feels like.
How's the
It's
product
very
placement?
weird.
How's the product placement in that movie?
There's a lot of candy product placement. Very savvy of Adam Sandler to get M&M Mars or Hershey. No, it's Hershey's. It's definitely Hershey's
Such a
to be
grift,
the
man.
sponsor of this movie. Because every 5 seconds, it's like, you know what you need? A Kit Kat.
You got to watch the Red
Why
Letter
are
Pretty
you
good bit if that's
interrupting me?
If that's
I'm
every,
eating a
like,
payday.
scene, they're talking about a Kit Kat. Just
He goes, literally at one point, he goes, stop interrupting me. I'm eating a payday.
Of course. That's every movie is like that.
Yep.
It's how he can make a movie. He can make like $100 million, over $100 million on one movie.
Yeah. Oh no. It's and oddly, it looks really good in 4K. I
don't believe that
great,
it looks good.
great.
I don't even believe that
Sure.
it looks good because
It streams in 4K HDR.
I believe that it's in 4K. But I bet the photography is shitty.
It's not as bad as you'd think, and it's got all the usuals
Okay,
in it.
I don't
you
want
know,
to be
it's-
negative. It's
You
too
got
much
your Steve
negativity.
Buscemi's and your Ray Liotta's in it, and
Any Howard Stern references?
I did not notice
Ronnie
any
the
Howard
limo
Stern
driver,
references.
perhaps?
You would notice before I would.
Probably not.
I was gonna say, as far as it goes, as Adam Sandler movies go, as a movie, it's probably like a C, but as an Adam Sandler movie,
Right.
it's like a B in his
Great.
oeuvre of films.
Okay, fine.